Bismillah. Okay. Alright. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Day 50 of becoming a millionaire. It's 7 p.m. right now. I didn't make my dinner, just prayed Maghrib, and yeah, sorry for quality of the video because I'm recording late and that's why there is like low light and that's why there's probably a lot of noise in the footage. I DM'd about 20 people out of 50. I'm gonna DM a lot more. There's my MacBook, I'm charging my MacBook, that's why. Yeah. What about, like, if you watch the day 49 video, I said that there is a dude which probably can give us a nice, inshallah, job. So we can get a job. What about that? I met with him today. Yes, I did. What happened is, I thought that this dude is the owner of some kind of company, which is a relative of my mom or something, because my mom said, to me to talk to him. And turns out that when I was talking to him, turns out that he had an agency before in like 2016, 2018. So he opened a studio in 2016, closed it in 2018-19, ran a studio for 2, 3, 4 years, made a little bit of money, not a little bit, but about $100,000 in like 4 years, and he sold it to his friend. So I'm not gonna talk too personal. For those of you who say, your mom's friend, like giving you a job and all this stuff, well, first of all, it's not my mom's friend giving me a job. He's not the one who's gonna give me a job, right? Because he's not the owner of the company. I thought that he is gonna give me a job, because even if it would have happened this way, I believe that I would have just said it, because maybe it's something I can be ashamed of somehow, some way or form, because you guys out there might just not have people who can give you a job and like all this stuff. Yeah, but one good thing which happened to me is that he's not the one who's gonna give a job, he's the one who's gonna advise me. Like, he have like couple of programmer friends who they work in some kind of other companies. They are either already agency owners like he is, or either they are employees in some kind of great companies which are paying a good amount of salary. So if he said to me, I'm gonna talk to them, and if there is an open opportunity, open place for a developer, we can offer it to you. So there is no such thing as your mom's friend giving you a job and you're gonna just land a job because your mom is a friend who is some kind of entrepreneur. Not quite true, because what is gonna happen in actual reality, they are gonna just offer me some kind of position in some kind of company or something, and what is gonna happen then after accepting that offer, I will need to prepare for an interview. After passing the interview, I'm gonna get another, probably some kind of test project or something. Like, this is not the way that you, I think, imagine it to happen. I could have done the same thing of like accepting the offer and like preparing for an interview, doing the test project, giving the test project, then going to interview, passing the interview and getting a job. Like the path which which I am choosing to took is more like a traditional way of choosing the path, because back then when people didn't had a website on which you can apply for a job, what they used to do is they talk to people, they make a CV, they talk to people, they offer them, you know, their services, they go to companies, offer their you know, they search, they research, and finally someone offers them some kind of position. Hey, you know, I work in this company, like there is a position for a front-end developer in our company, or like maybe if you know you are a friend maybe, or your friend is friend with like some kind of team lead in some kind of company, and that team lead has a back-end developer but doesn't have a front-end developer, and that team lead makes an offer, says to your friend that he, you know, just his front-end developer just got fired, and now he's searching for a front-end developer, and your friend is like, hey, you know, my friend in working in this company said to me that he doesn't have a front-end developer and he's searching for a front-end developer. Then so here's his contacts, can you contact him? And they just pitch the idea of like getting a job. This is more like a traditional way of like, you know, just, you know, reaching out to people and all this stuff. So yeah, I'm not I believe I'm not doing any kind of cheat codes in here. And I met with this dude, so I just, you know, said who I am, and that I'm a front-end developer. He advised me to learn backend, but I said to him that I want to learn front-end very well first, get a job first, then after, from the money which I made which I made as a form of salary, then I can reinvest into myself and learn backend. He agreed. So I mean, conversation is very boring. There is nothing personal. There is nothing which is just gonna no. Yeah. All right. What about? Yeah, yesterday I got a reply from one guy. As I said to you in yesterday's video. By the way, I didn't texted him yet. Which is, even if I'm gonna text him, like I have a goal to text him. I hope that I'm not gonna forget to text him, because I need to get this man on a call, inshallah. Because the next stage after he replied and already saw my portfolio probably is to get on a call with the client, understand what he wants his website to look like, analyze his competitors, tell him the price and wait for a payment. When the payment comes, start to work on a design, send him the design. If he likes the design, start the coding process, and then show it to him after the job is done. If there's something he would like to change or add, then you're gonna add or change if you would like to. If there is nothing like you know, dramatical to change. So this is the way the process of me working, I think, is gonna be this way. Because last time when I didn't ask for upfront payment from my second client, what happened is that I hired a freelancer, then I needed to describe him that I lose the client. And the thing is that when you don't understand why your client is going away from you, and he's just like, you know, I just don't want to work with you anymore. There are some people like that, like my second client, for example. You don't really know what to say. client just decided that he hates you now and just don't want to work with you anymore, and you don't know how to explain it to your designer because he made a design and he expects you to, pay to him. And fortunately, I asked him for a PNG, not a Figma file, because if he would have sent me Figma file, link to his Figma file, what would have happened, when I'm gonna send this link to a client, and he might open this link on a mobile, view will suck. So, like this home page, which made for desktop, you're looking to this, Figma file on your mobile. Some clients are like that. And that's why I asked a designer, for a PNG, alhamdulillah. Because if you send me a PNG photo, I just can open it up and just look what is inside. And he wasn't confused, a little bit at least. Because if he would have sent me a Figma file, he might have thought that we just copied the Figma file. And now we're like, can you leave now? Sometimes I feel like I'm just scamming people, but in reality, I don't have a bad intentions. I don't have a bad goal or like something like that. Unfortunately, for some people on the internet, you start to look like a scammer or something like that because of some things in your life going wrong. Sometimes internet can turn off and there is no light at house at all. So when there is no light, then there is no internet. When there is no internet, there is no access to, message people. And sometimes people can think that if you are not replying for 2 days in a row because there is no light in your house, and they don't know that there is no light in your house, they think that you just quitted the chat and you're not gonna come back and never. And they, yeah, feeling like you are scamming people, feeling like you are lying to people, but actually you just want to do something, something good, because all you're doing is just providing service to your clients, and sometimes you need to hire people, and it just happens that you need somebody else's help. Like in my case, I'm a coder, but I need a help of designer. So yeah. This time I believe my mom is calling. Okay, here we're back again. What I want to do with my next client is I'm gonna get on a call with him. We're gonna talk about personal stuff a little bit at first to get to know him, who he is, what his background, and can I rely on him, all this stuff. Because there gotta be some kind of trust, and to develop this trust, you gotta have some kind of personal information in between, right? If you're just an anonymous person from some kind of country in Asia who don't really speak good English, and you are like asking for this amount of money by the end of the call, and if you're not gonna send the money, I'm not gonna start the job, and it's just very suspicious. No one is gonna pay you if you're gonna be that, suspicious and like anonymous. Like there might be some people, but I'm not sure. Okay, first thing I wanna do is to get on a call, talk about personal stuff a little bit about him, like listen to what he's saying, then talk about myself. Then after, talk about the project, what kind of website you want, how many pages you want, what kind of technologies you want, and what kind of method of contacting, people, how they're gonna contact you, and like how we're gonna promote your website, because when your website is first developed, no one knows about it. So there gotta be some way to, advertise or something like that your website. If you would like to spend money on advertisement, of course. And after that, like one thing I wanna do really, 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 really much this time is, like, if you watch my previous 2 calls with clients, like I deleted the second one, but if you watch the first one, I said to that guy is that, by the end of the call, I am not asking people to pay me money. I'm just saying them price, $1,000. Or like in the case of second client, because the craziness of the project was just too much, I said to him, I'm not sure how much it is gonna even cost. And that's why, can I just think about it for a while, because I didn't know that you want something this crazy. And I said to him that it's gonna be probably somewhere from $1,000, but higher, but I can guarantee it's gonna be higher. I don't know how much it's gonna be exactly. Maybe it's gonna be 4 or 5,000, God knows how much. Yeah. In the case of this client, I already saw his previous website, which is just a simple landing page, probably 1 or 2 pages. I know that I'm gonna ask him for, inshallah, $1,000. Inshallah. Just little one thing is that how I'm gonna ask him. Like how I'm gonna lead this funnel towards my goal. Like from the beginning of the conversation, when we're gonna talk about personal stuff, then about the project, then what he wants, then analyze his competitors, then how his website he wants to look like, and like sum up this all stuff and like put it, make one big fat dot, and say to him a price. The thing is that, in my personal case, in my situation, my circumstances are a little difficult for an American, like, usual client, because he expects me to make a payment to me very easy. The thing is that I would have done that if I could have. I would have opened a PayPal account if the PayPal would have been accessible in my country. I would have opened Stripe if Stripe would have been accessible in my country. I would have done all the things if they would have been accessible to me. You can call it as a hands cut off, but of course I have a debit card, and but I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm gonna say him price in the end, and it's kind of weird from my viewpoint to expect him to send money on my debit card. Kind of a little weird. I don't know. There is a thing called Venmo, I think. Venmo. Like, I tried PayPal. PayPal is not accessible in my country. Like, you just download the app. You can download the app, but when you go to sign up, and there gotta be, you need to approve your mobile phone number. And when you go there is just know my country code. There's just no 998, just my country code. There is no such thing at all. Same with Stripe. Like, you can set up an account, but in the end, to verify your account, you need to verify your account using your phone number. And I can't verify my phone number because my phone number and my country code isn't accessible. That's the deal. That's the problem. I can try Venmo. I have heard this kind of thing before, but I'm not sure if it's accessible in my country. I'm gonna ask him. Maybe he knows something that I don't know, and he might help me. Maybe, I don't know. And if he is okay and he trusts me, maybe he can even send me directly to my credit card or debit card. I don't have a credit card. So yeah, peace.